So I invite you to take a deep breath into the breathing space that Baba is creating for us in the race of life, which is a quote from his discourse from Life of the Spirit. And I'm going to read that to you now from Discourses, the big volume on page 84. And just let these words, as you know so well in your relationship with the avatar, just wash through you and illuminate you. When once true adjustment is made between spirit and matter, when true adjustment between spirit and matter is secured, there is no phase of life that cannot be utilized for the expression of divinity. No longer is there any need to run away from everyday life and its tangles. The freedom of the spirit that is sought by avoiding contact with the world and retiring to a cave or to the mountains is a negative freedom. When such retirement is temporary and is meant to digest worldly experiences and develop detachment, it has its own advantages. It gives breathing time in the race of life. It gives breathing time in the race of life. But when such retirement is grounded in fear of the world or lack of confidence in the spirit, it is far from helpful in the attainment of real freedom. Real freedom is essentially positive and must express itself through unhampered dominion of the spirit over matter. This is the true life of the spirit. Real freedom is essentially positive and must express itself through the unhampered dominion of the spirit over matter. This is the true life of the spirit. And as we begin, I invite you to take some moments and connect in with the breathing space that you and Baba are giving yourself right now, the breathing space in the race of life, in the divine game. And as you do breathe, be conscious of your breath. You know, as Baba says, he is nearer to us than our own breath. But we have this breath as a gateway to relationship with him. So giving yourself an opportunity to breathe, breathing space in the race of life. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, imagine that the air and the life force energy is coming in 360 degrees so that every cell of your body is breathing in life force as your nose takes it into your belly. And every cell of your body is exchanging back to your environment what it wants to give away. And as Baba says to us that he's nearer than our very breath, if you are called to, let him breathe with you. Let the energy of beloved Baba be in your whole precious form, and that you breathe together with him. He's breathing, and you're just allowing Baba to breathe you, to breathe for you. Baba's guiding us to the eternal now of this moment, which is not the fleeting moment, It's the eternal now. It's his abode. Breathing into Baba's abode within you, within each of us, within mother and child, sibling, friend, neighbor, the preciousness of new life and the value of mature life. I'm going to read a line from Life at Its Best. The way to peace and fulfillment in union with God, the divine beloved, is a daring dive into the eternal now, not by fruitless surveys of the past, nor by elusive longings of the future, nor by enslavement to the fleeting moment, but by staking everything for God. It is possible for you to experience yourself as the illimitable ocean of love. Here and nowhere else is the final solution of all your problems. Love born in the truth liberates without binding and fulfills without overpowering. It is a pure blessing not only for yourself, but for each and all, forever and ever in the eternal now. And as we, wherever we are in time and space, whether we're listening as this is being recorded live, we are still in the ever present now. And let's offer this for the upliftment of humanity, for one and for all. As we give breathing space for ourselves, we radiate that energy to all of those precious beings on the planet that could use some breathing space in the race of life. And especially for ourselves, this breathing space, when breathing is such an issue right now on the planet. And how to breathe and to cover our breath. We're making space for that. And since the eternal now is Baba's abode, and the Radiant Health series is founded on Baba's guidance to us that he wants us to be Baba centers personified, radiating his eternal message of love divine. Let yourself radiate love divine, whatever that means to you, forgiveness divine, and specifically forgiveness now of your own thoughts, your own actions, what you've done, what you've not done. Radiating forgiveness to the actions or non-actions of others. And then radiating this love and forgiveness to the cells of your body as well. For any time that you might have ignored them or pushed them, or have had distorted beliefs about your trusted servant, this body that goes everywhere that your soul, that your mind decides. And then imagining that still Baba is with you right now, in you breathing. You and Baba greet your body as a trusted servant. Say, hello, trusted servant. See your body as the precious flower that it is. that formed with the guidance of the spiritual DNA of this lifetime and the physical DNA of the gifts from your parents. And as you greet this trusted servant of your body, see if there's any parts, any sensations that are talking to you right now. And try not to judge the sensations if they're classically not pleasant. But just see it as it's a talking to you. It's a relationship that we're growing. A relationship, a whole relationship, a respectful relationship. To see your body and to be seen by it. And then allowing these feelings to stay with you as setting the foundation for this immersion in this moment. You can bring yourself back to normal waking consciousness. Know that Baba is with you always. And then I'm going to invite you to unmute if you'd like to share just a word or two of how you're feeling in your body right now. And I'll just share that I'm feeling tingly all in my lower lip, which I think is kind of odd or cool.
I'm feeling really calm and peaceful in my body, and more expansive than I've been feeling. So I feel like bigger. And I can really feel my feet really expanding, like my feet and my ankles, like I'm Bigfoot.
Adorable Bigfoot.
Sasquatch.
I feel tingly in my arms and my legs and even my torso. I'm just feeling like a lot of energy running through me right now.
Beautiful.
I'm feeling snug and tucked in, like, you tuck in a child at night into bed. I'm like tucked into my body, just very peaceful and snug. Snug was the word that came to me.
Beautiful. Okay, so with those feelings, I would say the feelings that everyone shared, I would like to feel too. I don't know if you want to feel tingly in your lower lip. The other ones, the snug and the expansive, and that feels really great. But if you'd like to tingle in the lower lip too, it feels kind of cool. And offer those feelings of, I love the expansiveness and the tingling and the snug, like that, what it is to be with our body, what's put the potential to be with our body when we remember our soul with it, that our soul has a body. Our body doesn't have a soul. And so what came to me in guidance for this session of Radiant Health is that Baba wants to give us gifts, whether in time and space, whenever you're watching this, wants to give us gifts related to our body and the divine purpose of our bodies. And to do that, I'm going to ask a question first. And the question is, what was your mother's relationship to her body? Or what is it? What was it? What is it? And just whatever comes to you, it doesn't have to be a long thought out thing. It's even kind of an interesting question. What was or is your mother's relationship to her body? Just sit with that for a moment. Try not to judge with, you might be judging, but just with perception, with benign perception. Because Baba is with you, looking at your mother's relationship with her body. And then I would ask anyone that would like to share that. I would say that what came to me, I'll share first, was aloof and easy, or easier than mine. Aloof relationship with her body, but also easy.
The first word that came to me was hatred, and loathing, actually. And then I did have a lot of judgment about those being the first words that came to me. But then I thought about it some more. And the other thing that came to me was active. And, my mom being a baker, always using her body in the form of service for baking and loving people through what she would bake. So that was the other thing.
That's wonderful. And the non-judgment, that hatred and loathing are not things that have to be judged, that have to be hated and loathed.
My mom, I would say dissatisfied, and I would say hatred also, in weight and always trying to be thinner, and then so she was always trying to do things to make her body different. So just a lot of dissatisfaction.
I can feel that in my belly. Would anyone else like to share?
Yeah, I'll share. Well, my first response was, "Oh God, only knows," and that was my first response. And then the word that came through was shame, but she was also very proud. So there was that pendulum of shame, proud, shame, proud. She never knew how beautiful she was. And if I would say, "Oh, look, you're beautiful," she'd go, "Oh, no, no." It would make her very uncomfortable. But I think that was associated with shame, that somehow. But I loved what Katie said too, because that really spoke to me. My mom was really active. She was an athlete, and so yeah, and she loved that. So she loved to use her body. But then there's that woman, that female thing that we've been saddled with about how we look. So yeah, she was a sweetie.
Thank you for sharing that.
I was trying to think of even my mother physically. I remember I was always amazed her eating habits. She'd always only eat one piece of toast, and she cut it in half, and it always had butter on it. We always had butter, no matter how poor we were. We'd always have butter. But and she wasn't very physical. I mean, she just wasn't a physical person, So when you ask, what did she think of her body? And I think she was very, very restrictive as far as any sort of sexuality, But anyway, yeah, that kind of, I just felt a loss when you says, what did you think of, what did she think of her body? And I thought, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful. I mean, I can feel the energy, the commonality of women on this planet and through time, and us being here right now, as well as men. But the connection, everyone, male, female, non-binary, comes through the feminine form. And so our mother's relationships to our bodies do form an energetic imprint. And that is what I was guided, like Bob is saying, to give us the opportunity in this forum to have him release us from whatever our judgments are around the harshness about our mother's relationship with our bodies, so that we can purely embark on ours and translate that, radiate that to the world, the freeing up of the feminine form and the judgment and the hatred, while keeping the positive attributes. I love the people that shared about the active, you know, the athlete or the baker.
I want to share something that it kind of astounded me. I was on the porch with Mara one time, and she was looking at pictures, and she had this picture, and it was the Miss Universe, a Miss India in the Miss Universe contest. And she says, you see, she has perfect legs, perfect legs. And I just thought that was so interesting. And I also remember a comment she made about someone had a trim figure, you know. So yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, just
wow.
I can never forget that. She has perfect legs.
Maybe Mara is coming through to give us, through Baba, some guidance about having, like, loving our legs and trim figures, if that's what we're going for. Just the acknowledgement of it.
As far as bodies, I have this very strong feeling. You know, Baba allowed her to share his accident. And what happened to her? She broke her corona. I mean, you know, that the head is referred to as Jack fell down and broke his crown. And she was the one that got her head broken open, you know. So, you know, it's especially a big deal for we living here in the US, you know, as the patriarchy is on shaky ground.
Yeah.
Very shaky, yeah.
Thank you. And I was, you know, when preparing for this session, thinking about, I remember reading the quote, I don't know where it's from, where what Baba says, that he is our mother.
Yeah.
That he is our mother and our father. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to move into a gift from Baba, a healing. I know some have to leave a little early, and that's totally fine. You'll still be in the healing energy wherever you are in time and space. But bringing ourselves into that Baba is our mother, and even letting him merge into the form of our mothers that existed past, present, future, and helping dissolve those unhealthy attachments, the unnecessary suffering of the relationship with our mothers, and healing the relationship with our bodies. And I can just feel the going to planet Earth, to Mother Earth, to daughters, to sons, to all genders, no genders. So in this moment, I'm going to invite you to, if you're not already comfortable, to get comfortable. Close your eyes. Get quiet. Quiet in the sense of just letting your thoughts go, letting them come and go. And then seeing your precious beloved Baba in front of you or around you, wherever you can imagine and feel his radiant presence. And then coming from him is a golden wagon wheel, the water wheels that you can see in the old-fashioned mills. And it's coming from him, and it's coming in through your whole form, up through your feet, up through your body, and it's going towards him. So it is coming up to scoop up in this golden avatar wheel of healing and light what you no longer need in terms of unhealthy relationships with the body that you might have taken on from your precious mother. Whether she acted precious or not, she was the precious form conduit for this life. And he is just scooping that up and bringing it to himself. Go to Baba, you can say. Go to Baba, all the judgments, the restrictions, anything unhealthy, anything that limits you radiating, being a Baba Center personified, radiating his eternal message of love divine. Just give yourself a few moments with Baba in this divine healing wheel, cleansing wheel. And anything that pops up, just go to Baba. And let the wheel go 3 more times, sending to Baba, freeing up yourself and your relationship with your mother and her precious form and your precious form. And then as that comes to completion, gently letting the imagery of the golden wheel of light of Baba's cleansing love, let that dissolve in his magnificent radiant presence. And now knowing that Baba has a gift for you as your mother now, as the remnants of entanglements with the form by which you came into this incarnation have dissolved. Baba has a gift for you in relationship with your body, with this trusted servant. And now allow yourself to have an openness with Baba that you can receive whatever he is giving you in relationship with your body, with the wisdom about your body, with the sensations of your body, with the cells and systems, whatever it is. Let Baba give you the profound gifts of him as now your birth mother as well as your divine mother. And then thanking Baba for that gift, that still he's with you and staying in this deeply healing space. Letting yourself now listen to these words, letting them transform into the highest and healthiest healing for your body in service to the soul, to the spirit, to Baba's will. The spirit needs to be clothed in matter if it is to come into full possession of its own possibilities. The spirit needs to be clothed in matter if it is to come into the full possession of its own possibilities. Although the body can at times become a hindrance if it refuses to be compliant with the requirements of the spirit. If the body yields to the claims of the spirit, as it should, it is instrumental in bringing down the kingdom of heaven on earth. It becomes a vehicle for the release of divine life, and when it subserves this purpose, it might be aptly called the temple of God on earth. And now imagining Baba's radiant presence is a huge golden orb of light that spreads out multi-feet in directions over your head. About 5 feet above your head is this golden, luminous, unconditional divine light of God. It is a clarifying light. It is a regenerating light. It's a light that is allowing the matter of your body to become in full possession of its own possibilities in bringing down the kingdom of heaven on earth. And then at your invitation, you can spread that, invite that light, Baba's light, to shine even bigger. You might want it to encompass your whole room where you are or your whole home. And then invite the sun at its fullest height to come down through you and your whole energetic field and the cells and the systems of your body, clarifying, regenerating, and becoming in full alignment with the claims of your spirit, of the infinite spirit. And let this come slowly, feeling maybe even a little pressure as you relax your tongue and your jaw, relaxing your shoulders and your hands and your pelvic floor and your feet. As Baba's love, the mystery of God's love, has its way with you and pulsates this light into every scintilla of your being, past, present, and future, in the eternal now. And if it comes all the way through and you want to give it 2 more times, 3 times to invite the reunion of your whole being with the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of earth as represented by your incredible human form, the most gloriously accurate instrument. The temple of God on earth. And then allowing this light to come in front of you, about 6 feet in front of you. And if you have any specific intentions, surrendering to divine will, whatever it might be, for this light to have a laser point focus of healing to come to your human form. So, with great surrender to the highest and healthiest healing and divine will, you can ask and thank Baba for shining this laser stem cell regenerative light to any place in your body that needs it, and any place that distracts you or any thought that distracts you from being a Baba Center personified. Any place that could use radiant health. Any thought that could use radiant health. And let the divine surgeon, the divine physician, have his way with you in this way too. And then letting this imagery gradually dissolve, knowing that you can bring back this anytime that you so long for. Our God is a generous God, an ever-present God. Let your radiant form, your vibrantly healthy form, in perfect relationship with the avatar, in perfect being, you're so open and willing, and he's so with you, just as you are. Let your form radiate to the whole earth and all of the sentient beings and inhabitants. This healing light, this offering from Baba, even to the laser focus healing of anything that would distract humans, and especially the relationships with our bodies, from yielding to the claims of the spirit. And if you want, you can even imagine that Baba is using your form as a prism to radiate this to all of existence without harm to you or others. And that knowing that your energy will continue to do this, if you invite it to, even when you're not thinking about it, bringing this imagery to a close. Thanking, loving, receiving love and thanks from dear Baba. And thanking your body, the trusted servant of your soul, of your spirit. Baba's trusted servant, for all of the experiences it has given, is giving, and will give. And as it serves the beautiful purpose of bringing the kingdom of heaven on earth, you can gently bring yourself back with eyes open. Taking some deep breaths into your form, making space, breathing space again, 360 degrees for all of the light and all of the extra space now as Baba has cleansed and reinvigorated. And I'm called to complete this night by singing one round of the 7 names of God. And I keep envisioning being in Baba's bedroom in Marizad. So if you would like to join in the singing of that, even though I know Zoom doesn't do so well with the whatever, but it's the energy of it, you're welcome to unmute and sing one round of the 7 names of God. And imagine wherever you want to be in your space, but I'm feeling myself and many others in Baba's bedroom in Marizad. Hare para matema Allah ahoramas God yezidanhu Hare para matema Allah ahoramas God yezidanhu Hare para matema Allah ahoramas God yezidanhu. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'm going to stop the recording now, making sure I'm actually stopping it.